Hi, Ray Poynter here, and we've added lots of new features to WordCloud Plus, so I want to demonstrate those and I want to show you how you can use them to help find the insight in a set of open-ended comments from a survey. So I've logged in. Let's go to Create. Creates a new blank project, and I'm going to use a data set that I've used quite a few times. What makes a presenter a good presenter? This is from a study a few years ago from NewMR data, and I've already copied it onto my clipboard, so we're going to paste all that data in and we click Create. Now Create is always going to give us our first view of what the data looks like, and there are some things that I tend to do as standard. So it produces typically 50 items on the page. I think that is generally too many, so I'm going to tell it, so we're going to start at around 30. And I think that's an easier place to start with. And I'm going to put in a title. What makes a presenter a good presenter? And now I'm going to start looking at the data to see what sort of patterns I can spot and pull that information together. Now, obviously, we've got words like presentation and presenter, and those aren't too interesting. But if we have a look, we've got several references to voice. So I'm going to click on, well, I'm going to use one of the new features, the multi-select mode. And I can click on voice modulation, and I can click on tone of voice. And I'm looking around to see what else we've got. Oh, and we've got voice. And I'm going to edit these three phrases. And I'm going to tell it that I want those in a different color. So I'm going to pick green. So I've grouped together three things around voice. And I click on, let's turn off the multi-select. And we'll go to voice, and we'll look at what people are saying about voice. Voice modulation, a combination of delivery voice, a mix of voice, ability to hold the attention through voice. So we can see all of these are a straightforward feature that's in there. And if we go to tone of voice and we have a look at the references, yeah. So this is a feature that people use to help make a good presenter a good presenter. So that is one of the interesting things there. We've got subject matter down here. Let's see what else we've got that might go along with subject matter. We've got content. Let's see if content is a similar thing. So we'll click on content and we will have a look at the references, voice and content, the content ability to be active, content, the presentations, all news, good story, emphasis. So content itself is a major feature. What people are saying is they don't just want people to turn up with a great show. There should be some substance in that. Let's have a look at subject matter to see if it's a similar concept. Combination of content, knowledge of the subject matter, mastery of the subject matter, enthusiastic about the subject matter. Okay, so those are, content and subject matter are not the same thing. Content is it inherently relevant to me? Subject matter tends to link to the presenter. Are they a master of the subject matter? Do they know about the subject matter? So that's quite interesting that we can see that those are both important, but they're not the same thing. So let's have a look and see what people are saying about the audience. Ability to engage the audience. PowerPoint should be crisp, the point, so the type of audience that you're presenting to, targeted to the audience, engagement of the audience. So all of this is around focusing on the audience and engaging with them. So ability to engage the audience, engage the audience, engage the audience. Bullet point, simple slides. I'm just looking through engaging on its own. Yeah, again, so this is relating to the audience. Interesting content. Looking at the references. Not quite the same thing as content, but pretty close. Involving the audience. So we could probably group together audience. So let's do our multi-select. Audience, engaging, ability to engage, involves the audience, engage the audience, and we're going to edit those 5. Go to the font. I'm going to put those into a nice bright red. So what I've got now is a whole lot of things that are clearly quite important, but I've started to dive into the topics more. And the first one that I've picked is voices. A second topic I've picked is the audience, engagement of the audience, involve the audience sort of area. And you can see that I'm beginning to draw an overview of code frame around that. So that's quite interesting. Let's have a look at story, because we often hear about storytelling. Ability to connect, tell a story. So yeah, it's really quite important. It's part of what people do to make things happen, but it doesn't look as though other phrases link to it particularly. So we should highlight it as important, but it's not going to be something that then connects with 2 or 3 other things. I'm going to have a look at body language next. Look at the references. So as well as voice, they need a body language. Pleasant voice and body language. Voice and body language. So actually, I'm going to go back and I'm going to pick body language. And I'm going to give it that same green coding. Because actually, it codes with voices. We've got some other pieces in here. Let's have a look at confidence. Charisma, confidence. Confidence is probably the most crucial. Confidence in delivery. Okay, so that's linked with subject matter, isn't it? Remember, subject matter was the understanding the mastery of the content. So we can click on subject matter and give it a color. I'm going to pick a new color. And then I'm going to go to confidence and I'm going to give it the same color. So I've started to get a really good feeling now for what is going on in terms of what makes a good presentation. We're seeing voice and body language. We're seeing confidence and knowledge about the topic. We're seeing select a good content. And we're seeing engaging the audience. So these are the themes. We can then back that up with verbatims from the data set and get an overall picture. And we can also treat this as a finished word cloud that helps us understand what is going on in this topic.